How's it going, everybody? It's Johnny Parker from That Hashtag Show with another comic book review for you. Today I'm going to break down Go-Go Power Rangers number 10. Now, if you might remember last time we talked about this in Go-Go Power Rangers number 9, this evil Kimberly from the future, this evil Pink Ranger showed up and she kind of waylaid the team. They barely beat her and she left. And then at the end of the issue, Rita showed up and said that she would help her power her Zord, which is this weird amalgam of other Zords. So today as we pick up, we're back with the Rangers. The Rangers are all leading their normal lives, just trying to recoup and try to figure out what was going on. But in this issue though, we see a lot of cool things. Ryan Perry has done some really cool stuff with this. So the interesting thing about this issue is, though, that he's really starting to break down the Power Rangers mythos, and he's really starting to break these characters down and really explore them more. For example, one of my favorite moments from this issue is Billy. There's this point where Bulk is trying to pick on Billy and everything like that. He's getting ready to throw a water balloon at him, but all of a sudden Billy has these ninja instincts that kick in. He actually catches the water balloon, slowing down his momentum, and then pops it right back at Bulk. The cool thing about this is, though, is that for anybody who's a fan of the show, we might remember that over the course of the season, Billy became more and more competent. And this was through his combat experience. But what's also interesting is, remember back in about issue 9 or 8, where Billy explained that the longer he stays morphed, the more he becomes in tune with his Zord. But what's also interesting, it seems that that's also what gave Billy these enhanced fighting abilities. So the cool thing about this is that now we're getting explanations to why did Billy become such a competent fighter so fast. It just wasn't combat experience, but also being morphed as well. So that's really highlighted as well. Another cool aspect that he's exploring is actually background of Bulk. So the interesting thing about this is that this new Pink Ranger is a villain, but we're also getting her backstory as well, because this evil Kimberly from the future came from a world where it looks like she was actually still a hero for a while. She's even working with a Bulk in the future who knows her secret identity, who knows that she used to be a ranger and everything like that. And so we're actually starting to explore her backstory. So he's doing a slow build with this. We still don't know exactly what made her become evil or not, but what's interesting is in every single issue, we're going flash forwarding to the future and getting more and more backstory on this evil Pink Ranger, which is really interesting and also helps us learn more about our future characters as well. So it seems that in the future, Angel Grove has become this police state where the high school is like Alcatraz, and so it really goes to show how obsessed evil Tommy is with Angel Grove, how obsessed Lord Draken is with Angel Grove, and how much he still is obsessed with the Rangers or whatnot. So that was a cool aspect that Ryan Perry and Dan Moore put in this issue. Now, the other cool thing about this is that Ryan Perry has really shown himself to be a legit Power Rangers fan, because he's really taking the time to really go into the mythos of Power Rangers and answer the questions that longtime fans have always wondered about. For example, you've always probably wondered, okay, if Zordon's had all the technology for years, artificial intelligence, teleporters, morphers, giant robots, all these different things, why has he never gotten involved? Think about it. If Zordon was probably around during World War II, why did he end World War II? Why did he end terrorism, do all these things? Well, we kind of find out that answer in this issue when we get this cool character moment where Jason goes to Zordon to ask for help. Jason's dad is sick, is about to die. And even though Jason's dad is kind of abusive, he still does what a human being would does and goes to ask Zordon for help and asks him if he can use all these wonderful gifts and technology to save his dad. Zordon explains to him that he would love to, but the problem with this, though, is that he knows that if he did this, it would kind of hurt in the long run. It would hurt the human race, because he explains that knowledge earned is knowledge respected, which means that if he were to start giving these gifts to human beings, we might take them and abuse them and not value them, which could actually lead to more complications later on. This is a really cool thing because it makes you wonder about Lord Draken in a way, because maybe Lord Draken is that example of someone who's got knowledge and who doesn't respect it and who's now corrupting it and using it for evil purposes. Or maybe even Rita Repulsa herself is an example of that. Maybe again, kind of like the movie, maybe at some point she was on the side of good, but she didn't respect the power that she had. She didn't have the knowledge for it, and so because of that, she became corrupted by it. So it's a really cool thing that we find out in this issue, going to the background of Zordon, his philosophy, why he doesn't exactly help human beings. Another top highlight from this issue is very small, but it's really smart though. And I just have to highlight it because Ryan Perry did a great job. So you got to think about it. Angel Grove is getting attacked by monsters all the time. And so at this point, they probably have some protocol to protect the city and to protect the students and the people there. And so when the new monster starts attacking, that's the Gravezord who's attacking the city. All of a sudden, the Power Rangers are like, well, I guess we got to evacuate. And they want to take this opportunity to go north, but they can't. The teacher says no. The principal instituted a new Power Rangers protocol, and the protocol calls for them to bunker down, go on lockdown, which I was like, okay, that's actually really smart. It's like, it makes sense. That's what modern schools would do. Given that this situation keeps happening over and over again, they would say, well, we'll evacuate. You're going to be out there exposed to danger. But here, people know where you are. Your parents can find you. So it's really smart on the part of Ryan Perry to include this into the Power Rangers mythos now to explain exactly how the citizens and the city is responding to all these monster attacks on a regular basis. Now, while this might be a minute thing, it's really smart writing, though, because it just shows that Ryan really does care about Power Rangers. It really shows that he knows the history, of these Rangers, and he's answering a lot of the questions that fans have always wondered for a long time. So it's kind of a little bit of fan service in a way for hardcore Power Rangers fans who are just, who've been watching the show for years, who have maybe wondered these things. So it's a great little thing that he puts in there for their hardcore fans. Now, as I said before, Ryan Perry and Dan Moore have shown themselves to be legit Power Rangers fans, and we see that also in this cool Zord battle we get this issue. So the Gravezord shows up. Now, we've seen the pictures of the Gravezord, and we know the Gravezord is an amalgam of other Zords, but the interesting thing here is that Evil Kimberly from the future gives some background about how they took fallen Zords they defeated and combined together to make this Zord 4. And it's really cool because there's little homages to different Zords here and there, and I can't wait for we actually get a breakdown of how many different Zords are made into this Gravezord. But what's really cool, though, is, again, Ryan Perry being a smart writer, he does this cool thing where when the Rangers are battling the Gravezord, they realize they're overpowered. So, of course, what do? They need Megazord power now, but it gets stopped. And the Gravezord interrupts the transformation sequence because Evil Kimberly from the future knows that that's their weakest time. And so all of a sudden the Rangers can't form the Megazord. It's really smart. It really catches the Rangers' attention. And now everything is super tense. And this is all, again, we find out later on, a distraction that's being used to set up as the evil Pink Ranger from the future is now attacking the command center, which again makes sense because she has a power coin and she can get in there anytime that she wants. And so as the issue ends, we kind of end on this cliffhanger where Zordon and Alpha Trion are being attacked by this evil Pink Ranger, and it's up to the Rangers to come and save them. And it looks like in the next issue we're going to get this really cool face-off between Kimberly and her evil counterpart from the future. So all in all, I have to say, this was a great issue of Go-Go Power Rangers number 10. Now it's time for some reading recommendations. So, as you peeps know, I'm a big comic fan, but I'm also an anime and manga fan. And last time I recommended to you My Hero Academia. So people hit me up and asked me what are some other animes or mangas I might recommend to them. So, you know what? After reading this awesome issue where we had a giant Zord battle and we had women kicking ass, I was like, well, you know what? If you like robots and women kicking ass, there's an awesome manga series that everyone should go check out. It's called Battle Angel Alita. It's really cool. It takes place in a dystopian future where Earth has pretty much been destroyed, and we have cyborgs walking around and everything like that. And this genius scientist finds this woman's head, cybernetic head, in a junkyard of all places. He checks and sees that her brain is still alive and hooks her up to an artificial robot to help her get her life back. But she's lost all of her memory. What's cool though is as she leaves her everyday life, she starts to discover that she's actually an awesome fighter, and she may have been a soldier or something like that in the past. And this leads her on this path where she becomes a bounty hunter, and she begins fighting all these villains or criminals or whatnot in this dystopian future. At least it's some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in any comics or manga series. It's called Battle Angel Alita. It's so popular that it was optioned by James Cameron to be turned into a movie. However, he got kind of busy with Avatar, so it's been changing hands and whatnot. And it has a movie trailer that just dropped recently, about 6 months ago. And it's supposed to come out next year. Now, from my understanding, the movie's been put on hold because the trailer looked kind of weird and people were turned off by it. But don't let that scare you away from an awesome read. You can find it any place that manga is sold. Check it out. Called Battle Angel Alita. It's created by Yukito Kishiro, and it's an awesome manga. It even has a short OVA anime series that some people go check out if they want to. And again, the cool thing about it is, though, if you're a fan of giant robots, if you like seeing women who kick ass, the thing about it is, though, this would be the perfect series for you. Again, it's called Battle Angel Alita. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite manga. So that's it for that hashtag show's comic book review. Thanks for checking us out. If you get a chance in the comments below, let us know what you think of the current Shattergrid storyline or what you think of the current Go-Go storyline as well. Also, if you got a chance to check out the My Hero Academia or Battle Angelita, let us know again down in those comments below. Thanks for tuning in. As always, keep coming back to that hashtag show for everything trending in geek pop culture news.